So let's swing back around here on this definitional piece. You know, we could probably spend an hour just on this definition, but this is the de facto standard from Edgar Schein. It's a pattern of shared basic assumptions learned by a group as it solved its problems of external adaptation and internal integration, which has worked well enough to be considered valid and therefore taught to new members as the correct way to perceive, think, and feel in relation to those problems. I know that's a lot and very academic, so we're going to unpack that a little bit for you now in your world. So a culture is a byproduct of this group working together. So we think about culture in the terms of groups. Now, as the group forms, let's say you create a new customer response team and you pull in Sally from engineering, you got Mary from project management, you got Jim from the field, and Joe from the executive team. You put this team together, right? This team starts to work together and a culture naturally forms. Now you charge them with a task, and as they tackle the task, they begin to learn new things about how they work together internally and how they work externally with clients and customers. So these patterns of behavior start to form. Hey, whenever we get a call from a customer, we respond by the end of the day. We have a proposal ready the following day. And in 72 hours, we need to be ready to present to them, whatever it may be. But that's the standard of the company. That is the standard moving forward. So when a new person is hired or joins the team, they understand immediately that the culture of the team is that we solve problems fast. This is the way we do it. Then after a while, it becomes second nature. When the phone rings and it's a customer, you respond. If it's an email, you respond. And now what happens? More people come on the team and they're taught, hey, when a customer calls, you drop what you're doing. That's one of our top values as a company. You make sure you return that call by the end of the day. Now, when Susan joins the team and she says, hey, Mary, what's it take to be successful on this team? Mary says, I'll tell you one thing. If you're working for this company, you better take care of your customer relations. Really? Oh, yeah. If you don't call back by the end of the day, if you don't have a proposal ready by tomorrow, that will not meet our standard. And so the culture starts perpetuating itself, and no one has to go and pick up the operational manual and turn to page 28 to understand customer response time. They see it, they feel it, and it's reinforced by your people, even when you're not there. So I love this definition because it's really illustrative of what we need to do with our cultures. What you need between all of these mini cultures is alignment. You want HR and accounting and engineering and project management pulling the cultural rope, you could say, in the same direction. So this month is not about good or bad cultures. It's more about strong and weak cultures. Strong cultures in which across every level of your organization, we know what our values are, our beliefs are, our assumptions are, and that they're aligned. So when I walk into your executive team meeting, I'm hearing the same messaging that I'm hearing on the loading dock or out in the field. The core elements that are driving strategic goals and alignment need to be consistent across your company. I think it's important to recognize, and again, I don't want to get too academic on you here, but we've studied this idea of different levels of culture. And I think it's smart for us to think about this as leaders. As you move out from this smallest circle, culture changes from micro to macro, from individual all the way out to global. And there's no doubt in my mind that our job sites are being influenced by national culture shifts. This is the second one from the outside here. And I say that because if you look at the hybrid workplace argument, look at the concept that we discussed just a few months ago, quiet quitting. You look at all these discussions surrounding DEI. I would say those are macro level cultural influences that are showing up on your job sites and probably in your companies as well. So we have to think about, yes, the culture of my close-knit team is one thing, but recognize that as we step out from that team and we enter the hallways or we enter the job site, they're being influenced culturally. So I want you to understand the complex nature of culture.